We are joined today by
Yeah.
Richard Ramsey. He is the co-director of Unsung Hero. Now, it's been a few months since the release of this film. It hit number two in the box office opening weekend. How great
hmm
was it to see this film do so well right off the hop like that?
That was it was really amazing. I mean, it's with whenever you release a film, years of work, in our case, literally years, goes into basically a 72-hour period. You have basically 72 hours to show whether or not the film worked as far as are concerned. So to see audiences respond the way they did was just really encouraging and inspiring to us for sure.
Unsung Hero is now out on Blu ray, DVD, and some streaming services, reaching more homes. What kind of success have you seen there?
Well, we were the number one DVD. We might still be. I haven't checked recently. And then we were also, pretty high ranking in Blu-ray sales as well. And I saw last week that both our DVD and our Blu-ray were in the top 10 on Amazon. Um, so again, that was just really exciting, just to see, had another filmmaker actually text me the opening weekend and just say, hey, I think this film's just getting started, and so to kind of see his encouragement coming true is it's really exciting.
Now, you just mentioned there a little bit about some of the feedback you're getting. Tell us a little bit more about the feedback and the response that you've been getting from not only people you may know, but other people who have had the chance and the opportunity to check out this film.
Yeah, I mean, it's been really just affirming again after all these years of work, and having a lot of people just tell us that they feel that the film is very relatable, and that you know, we eventually settled on in telling the story, sort of making the mother, sort of the unsung hero and the main characters for whom we watch the story. But it's been really gratifying to see so many people say that they deeply identify with different characters in the story, from David, the father, and Rebecca, the oldest daughter. So that's just been really inspiring, and just kind of seeing that people really resonate with its message of, we have a quote at the end of the film. It's a paraphrase of a Mother Teresa quote that says, if you want to change the world, go home and love your family. And to see people really responding to that quote specifically, but also just the way they feel the film kind of shows that quote in action.
Absolutely. The family aspect of this film is incredible and absolutely beautiful. I would love to hear, Richard, what was your favorite thing about being part of this film?
Wow, that's a good question because there's just so many things. I had a a kind of wild period in the wilderness. I released a film about 10 years ago, um, and then kind of went through this kind of, like I said, wilderness period of just I'd work on various projects, and for whatever reasons they'd seem to be coming to fruition, and then they would kind of fizzle. And then when it just kind of providentially worked out for this film to go into production, I mean, just getting to make it, um, after kind of years, like I said, in the wilderness, it gives you sort of gratitude for the process. You don't take for granted that any film's getting made. It's almost like a miracle in and of itself that a movie's getting made. Um, so that was really remarkable. And just, we had the film's kind of about miracles in the lives of this family, and we would have our own setbacks in the filming of it, but a lot of times, we would see miracles come through to get us back on track and in better shape than we were before.
Are there any specific miracles that
Yes.
really stand out that you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, we actually, so for various reasons, the main location of the film, when the small is the Small Bones home once they moved to Nashville from Australia. And we had shot many of our exteriors of the house. And then a couple days before we were supposed to go in and start shooting our interiors, some various things worked out to where we could no longer shoot in that house. So we were scrambling to find a house to shoot in, and not just any house. I mean, it had to be a house that was a believable downgrade from their life in Australia. Looked like it could have been a house in 1990s Nashville, not only in its architectural style, but just maybe even the set dressing, things like that. And just some doors opened through just various connections we had in Louisville, just sort of miraculously that we walked into a house that someone said, basically like we were filming at a church and someone in the church said, "Hey, my sister passed away 3 years ago. She left her house, in really good condition, but not updated." So we were able to visit her house, and it was our art director, who's in charge of set and all that stuff. She like started crying when we walked in because it was just, I mean, as you can see in the film, it was just such a perfect house, and it was actually better than the one we had before as far as interiors go. So that's one of a few.
It was definitely well done. I know we were talking about the movie earlier on, and the one thing that really stood out was how well everything was done in a time era and everything. It was perfect. It was so good.
Well,
Definitely on
thank you.
spot. Where do you hope to see this film going from here? Like you said earlier, you had one response from someone saying that, it's just the start of this film. It's been out in theaters, it's in DVD. What do you hope to see from here?
I mean, my hope for it's always been, that it would just like sort of honor God. I've been moved by the miracles in the story continually, even after seeing it thousands of times. And my also hope from the start of the film was just that it would, honor motherhood and mothers. And I hope that it continues to do that. And I certainly don't mind getting feedback from people saying it does that for them. So yeah.
Absolutely. I could feel how much it honored this mother. And then I'm sure to have her on set, that must have been special.
Yes, and I could not have asked for a better situation as far as working with the family to tell their story. I think it takes a really remarkable person to be fully supportive throughout the process of having your life made into a movie. It can be scary. It involves a lot of trust, and she and just the rest of the family as well were just really remarkable in how supportive they were of the process, and what they're willing to disclose, what they're willing to change for the purposes of making the story make sense as a movie. All those various things, they were just incredibly supportive through the whole process.
Nice. I would love to know what is next for you, Richard.
Well, that's kind of my own question. I have a few things that are kind of materializing. It's looking like one of the few of them is bound to take here pretty soon. And I'm also working on a sci-fi project, which I'm excited about. And um, it's a different change. It's a change of pace for sure, which is exciting.
Definitely. For anyone who hasn't seen Unsung Hero and is interested in finding out more about this film, how can they do that?
Yeah, if you go to unsunghero.movie, that should take you to our website. And if you just Google it, it should come up pretty. Our website should come up, pretty close to the top. So that has, pretty much the latest information on it. And like you said earlier, it's available, where DVDs and Blu-rays are sold, like Amazon. It's also available on digital, so your streaming platforms like Apple, Amazon Prime, things like that, Fandango.
Nice.
It's basically available everywhere now.
Basically, yes.
Thank you so much for making time for us today. We do appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you. It's an honor to be here.